See, the more you think about it, the more clever this film is.
No.
Hi, welcome to AB Movies, where we watch an A movie and then follow it up with a B movie. This week we are watching a B movie and it's called Cries of the Unborn.
Hold your baby, Stacey. No! No!
So, Cries of the Unborn is the story of a jury that is deliberating whether or not it is justified to kidnap somebody if that kidnapping results in them not aborting a baby and therefore saving a human life.
We all know they're guilty. They kidnapped the girl. So let's just vote and get this over with.
All right, fine. Raise your hands if you say guilty. Okay, that's 11 for guilty. Not guilty?
Not guilty? Are you serious?
Cries of the Unborn, what did you think?
So you sold this film to me as three pregnant girls get abducted from an abortion clinic where they're going to have an abortion, and they get kidnapped and put in a basement, and they're going to be made to serve out the rest of their pregnancy term and give birth to the children.
Yeah.
That's not what this film is. This film is a jury deliberating on whether or not it was legal for the kidnappers to do it, or whether they should be put in prison.
I thought the synopsis mentioned that it was a trial.
Yeah. It's not really a trial.
Yes,
I guess,
so I thought it was going to be in the courtroom.
So there'd have been some drama there potentially, but there's not.
Yeah,
really,
whereas it's not. It's a 12 Angry Men ripoff.
It's practically set in one room.
Yeah, which they knew, because I read the original title was 12 Angry Men and Women.
Yeah.
But they had to change it.
Because,
You're correct. They told the police they kidnapped her, and they've told us.
And they had surveillance cameras up 24/7 for the entire 7 months, so we can see the entire show.
I don't have 7 months to watch the whole show, okay? I think we saw enough of it at trial.
It's not a show. It's a kidnapping. It's a terrible crime against that poor woman.
The jury are there to deliberate whether or not it was just that these people kidnapped a woman and forced her to term, and they just end up deliberating whether or not abortion is okay.
Yeah. But I really hate that one where this is the kind of film where it really seems like the people who wrote it really haven't spoken to anyone on the other side of the argument, because everyone gets convinced, but they never really offer a convincing counter-argument to the thing that the Christian lady is saying in this.
I will say that the people on the pro-choice side of the argument weren't portrayed as idiots, which I liked.
There was a couple. There was the business meeting guy.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't give a shit about this, I just need to get to my business meeting.
I have a business meeting to get to.
I can't deal with this today. I've got a major business dinner at 7.
But anyway, I should mention that the film you sold to me is the prequel to this, or rather it is the first one. It's not actually a prequel.
Right.
But it was the first one in the series. So when in this film where they're looking at evidence and they press the button on the TV, it's basically clips from the original film.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They have the people who kidnapped this girl filmed the entire 7 months of her being kidnapped and everything that they did to her, and the jury can watch that footage at any point.
Yeah, which I suppose it makes sense why it's in this, because in this they're saying, it's security tapes. There's security cameras everywhere, so we can watch it.
Yeah.
But it's always cinematic shots.
Which
makes sense, because the original film was just shot as a film, probably without the security camera conceits.
The worst part is when they watch that girl's dream.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's a bit where they literally watch a dream sequence from, I guess, obviously from the previous film, but I didn't know that watching it.
Yeah.
And then they watch the girl wake up and they're like, look, she's having a real hard time. It's like, how the fuck are you doing that?
This will add to the mental torture on the chart.
You have the right to do what you want with your own body.
If you don't want the fetus, abort it.
Si no quieres el niño, abórtalo. Je fais, si você não quiser.
Après tout, c'est votre corps.
Abort the fetus if you don't want it.
It's your body. Abort it. Abortiraigo ako negosakash.
It's your body. Do what you want with it.
Abort the fetus if you don't want it. Abort the baby.
Abort the baby.
Abort the baby.
Abort your nene.
Abort the baby!
Abortez le bébé.
Abort the baby.
Abort the fetus.
Abortira el bebé. Aborta el niño.
It almost feels to me like the fact that this is a sequel makes me feel like people criticize the original film a lot. Like, this is really outlandish. This pretends like pro-life stuff in a bad light.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're saying it's okay to criticize. It's like, well, actually, I'm going to make another film to justify the first
No,
one.
it's not to justify. It's like, do you remember when Total Biscuit did that video where he went through, like, people on Reddit had mouthed off this YouTuber, so he made a video like making counter arguments to all. That's what it is. It's people saying like, no, they can't do this because of XXX. So they write characters that speak back to them.
All right, I was the fourth not guilty vote.
I knew it.
So let's get into some spoilers. The twist ending, which you see, well, Alex spotted early on, is that one of the jurors agreed to have an abortion with his girlfriend, and another of the jurors was the doctor that performed the abortion, and they both died on the same day, and this is their judgment day.
Yeah.
And they won't get into heaven until they say that it's not guilty.
Yeah, so it's basically like purgatory, and God's deciding whether or not they repent for their sins.
Yeah.
So this is basically, it's all just a setup. I think the main Christian lady is probably like an angel or something.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't disappear at the end, because all the other jurors are fake, and then they just disappear in a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Because they were apparitions, and the judge is God, turns out.
Oh my dear God.
Yes.
What the hell is going on here?
Hell is what's going on here.
I aborted Stephen before he was born.
And I was the doctor who performed the abortion.
They telegraph it really easily because the juror's always like, oh, sorry, the foreman of the juror's like, it's always really cold in there, isn't it? We should try and fix the heating. And then they can't fix the heating and it's always really cold.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it can't be heaven.
Every
because...
5 or 10 minutes, they have to remind you that it's really cold in there and the heating won't work.
Yeah, oh, we need to get someone to fix the heating.
Yeah, and then they keep calling on the judge, who keeps coming in, and the judge is clearly...
something's fishy about
yeah,
this
there's
guy.
definitely because he keeps coming in and he's like, I will answer all of your questions. This is rather unorthodox of a judge, but I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
And he'll keep dropping little things like, you know, hey, isn't it cold in here?
Yeah. I'm going to go get someone to fix the heating.
Yeah.
Your Honor, what's the answer?
Look at that file first. Wow, it's cold in here.
I think the problem is with a lot of Christian films is they don't come at you on your level. They always come at you from a position of superiority.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to lecture you about this, and like, you're not going to hear any counter arguments. We have to make up your own mind. It's like, at the end, all the characters of the film come around to the correct Christian position.
Yeah.
And it's like, they don't kind of leave any room for the fact that your doubts of a different position might be justified.
It's more than just agreeing or disagreeing. When a human life is at stake, it far outweighs everything else, including rights.
The idea is to save their immortal souls and make them to repent for their sins and realise that doing abortion is wrong, essentially. But by the end of the film, they're the only two holdouts, so the last one to like state their position on it.
Yeah.
And come around. Because at that point, I might just be like, yeah, okay, they're not guilty. I want to get out of it. This is really annoying.
Which is
It's
what
cold.
Businessman did.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess Businessman did that to show... There's a woman and a man that are real, that aren't angels. The woman ends up changing her mind to not guilty. The man holds fast on guilty and he says, I'm never changing my mind, blah, blah, blah. So then he goes to hell.
Yeah, at the end he has no arguments left because they defeated all his arguments. It's like, no, they're guilty, they're guilty, they're guilty. And that's all he's got left.
But right before that, this is why this is very well written. Because right before that, Businessman says, yeah, but I just want to get out of here, so I'm changing my mind for that reason.
Yeah.
And gives him that out if he wants to take it. But he's so stubborn, he won't even take that. And that's why God decides then to end it. Because they give the woman all the time in the world to change her mind. But this guy, they're just like, nah, fuck it, mate, you're going to hell.
I think you can read too much into it to justify logical inconsistency.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, this movie is shit. It is not well written.
I knew it.
So, Alex, Cries of the Unborn, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I would recommend not watching it. Thumbs down from a bad movie perspective.
Yeah, it's too boring.
It's too dry.
Yeah, I'd say thumbs down. It's not shit enough.
You don't laugh.
Yeah.
This is the thing, like, this is what you want in a
It
bad
just
film,
frustrates you because you hear people make poor arguments and then other people
There's
go,
never a rebuttal.
good point.
Yeah, there's never a
You know?
rebuttal, and there's never, like, anyone genuinely from the other side of the perspective.
Yeah.
It's just, this is to convince people.
Yeah, it's like when you see, like, somebody put something shitty on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it takes all you can to just not reply to it.
Yeah, because you don't want to get into the argument.
Yeah, and this is like, you have no choice. Like, you can't change their minds and
Just-
you can't point out why they're stupid.
It's propaganda.
Yeah, it's exactly
That's
it.
the correct
Yeah.
word for it, yes.
And it's, you know, saving Christmas was fun. This is pretty shit.
No, there's no dance sequence at the end of this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shame, really. There should have been, like, heavenly angels or
All of the aborted fetuses.
Yeah.
Just like, no, because they don't want to show how much fun they're having, because they're born without original sin, so they're straight to heaven.
Every night I bring her Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. Oh, my baby loves those Frankfurter sandwiches, Frankfurter sandwiches. I try to win her with candy, ice cream and custard. But how she likes hot dogs with mustard.